coasts are on the verge of a dock workers strike that could slam the U.S. Just a month before the election, the International Longshoremen's Association leader, his name is Harold Daggett, he says he's willing to push the economy past its breaking point if the U.S. Maritime Alliance doesn't agree to substantial wage hikes, up to 80% over several years, and safeguards against automation.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Sit a Spell. As you've seen on the news, prayers go out to those affected by the hurricane and the flooding. The west coast there of Florida, Carolinas, eastern Tennessee. Before we get into my video, I'd appreciate it if you'd stop by the Appalachia Homestead. It's a mouthful. Appalachia Homestead with Patera. Visit her YouTube channel, Pinball Preparedness, and another one is Bear Independent. So they're on the ground in eastern Tennessee, and specifically right now, Patera and Pinball. Those two YouTube channels, those two individuals, they're on the ground, they're delivering relief supplies, taking donations. They're stand-up people. Good Christian woman, Miss Patera, and her husband James. They've already been over in East Tennessee on the ground, helping unload trucks, delivering supplies. And Pinball, he's been taking donations, buying supplies. He's got a big convoy leaving tomorrow, I believe he said. They're going to load up skids and skids and skids of water and take it to those affected from the flooding. So we're doing what we can here at the Sit a Spell community, and but I would appreciate it if you did want to donate or you wanted to help. We're good on our end. We've got our group doing what we do. So assistance is coming, has been coming, and is coming from us. But if you want to run over to their channels, they have the fancy schmancy links where you can send cash or email them a check, things of that nature. And if you live in the area, help's on its way. The civilians that are stepping up and taking care of business, it makes the federal government look pretty sad in their efforts. But from what I've been hearing, I have family up in the Carolinas, both north and south, and family in western Florida, or excuse me, eastern Florida. So they weren't affected on the Florida side, but my family is affected in the Carolinas. So it's hard to communicate with them. They're still having the cell phone issues. Power's obviously been out since the storm. Maybe another 3 weeks. A lineman told one of my family members maybe 3 weeks before they see power. So they've been rationing their gasoline. They have little generators. So anyways, they're all pulling together just like a good community would. So having said that, just keep them in your prayers and good vibes and good thoughts and all that good stuff. But they're going to need assistance, prayer. There's more rain coming if you check the radar out. Anyways, moving on. As the beginning snippets of my video showed, whether you've heard about it, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, the East Coast Longshoreman Strike. I guess they're planning on striking. So today, Monday, Tuesday, tomorrow, they'll be striking. if an agreement, if they don't get the agreement that they want, which will pretty much cripple the east of the Mississippi as far as goods being shipped out, things like that. There's some major companies where it ships in, meaning import. So it'll affect us all, the entire country. But now's the time before prices possibly skyrocket at the supermarket and goods. Now might be the time to go ahead and, if you can afford it, do what you can afford and double down on your preps. The economy is the way it is. It's unbelievable, the situation we are in this country. As a grandfather, I know this beautiful face. How can I be a grandfather, right? But I have two beautiful grandchildren, and I have children, and two beautiful grandchildren. And I don't know about you, other grandpas and grandmas out there, moms and dads, aunts, uncles. Don't you get mad? Doesn't your temperature just rise when you? I mean, how can anybody look into the eyes of their children or their grandchildren with the state of affairs in our country right now? Whether it be the fact, I can't get off that hurricane. This is part of it. The fact that our government, we have people still missing and stranded in the Carolinas and Tennessee, and they need all the assistance they can get. I mean, it's going to take a year at least to recover from this. Physically, I'm talking bridges and roads and the cleanup. But our beloved leadership sent, this ain't political, I don't care who's in office, Americans are hurting right freaking now. They're dying as we speak. People are sick and dying, they're stranded, and our leadership is sending, they just sent, while this is going on, they sent $8 billion of your dollars. Yes, you in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, Georgia. They sent your money to Ukraine. And they sent, I believe it was $6 billion to Israel. This isn't political, religious, left versus right or nothing. This is a human thing. This is an American thing. I'm not an isolationist, as it's described, but it makes no stinking sense why we're sending money. When something like this happens in our country, whether it be a 9/11 or a hurricane or tornado damage or what have you, all exporting of our money, your money, our tax dollars, all exporting, all giving away, all donating this money to other countries. I'm sorry. Yeah, it sucks. You know, you got a war going on, or you had a flood too, or you have this going on. Yeah, we know. But if we're weak, how are we going to continue to be strong enough to give money away or foreign aid away? I don't know. I just don't get it. Okay, use Sit a Spell as an example. If better half and myself decided that somebody down the holler or down the way thought, well, you know, they're looks like they're having a hard time, let's take our money and give it to them. Now, how am I going to take care of my responsibilities? Say, if I had young children at home, or my grandchildren in my care, or what have you. How am I supposed to pay my bills, take care of mine, if I'm giving my money, my aid, away to somebody else? Yeah, I feel bad for them, right? If they're having a hard time. But if my house is on fire, I'm not going to put your house out first. If my house is flooding, I'm not going to bail your basement out first. It makes absolutely no sense. If we're weak, and we're getting weaker and weaker and more in debt, how are we going to continue to be able to be the shining city on the hill and be able to assist some of these countries that, I mean, it doesn't hurt to help other nations, other people, other countries. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm a Christian, so I help. That's part of my makeup. I help those less fortunate. I help the sick, the needy. If somebody elderly, you help your neighbor. It's ingrained in me, and it's ingrained in Americans. How much help would I be if I put all my money, time, and effort into assisting somebody else? How good of a situation would I be in personally with my family? I'd be of no use. We would be in trouble. Anyways, I'm rambling because I get mad. I think about my kids, my grandkids, nieces, nephews. I think about these American children that are going to suffer for our decisions down the road. And it makes me mad. And it's a righteous anger. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be angry. I'd rather be angry right now, have a righteous anger about what's going on in this country. And this isn't, again, it's in a left or a right thing. It's a human thing. It's a human situation. We can't continue down the path we're going. But that's what grinds my gears. Sorry about the rant. Pay attention to this strike. Get your preps in while you can, and continue to purchase preps even while the strike is going on. It's only going to get worse. For every day that they're striking, it takes a week to recover because it backlogs. Again, sorry for going so long, but I will put in the description the link to those 3 YouTube channels, the Appalachia Homestead with Patera, Bear Independent, and Pinball Preparedness. But thanks for watching, and thanks for setting a spell, and more importantly, God bless.